Good morning and welcome to the kickoff space for our third annual WSOP Daily Spaces coverage. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches, and I'll be your host today. Those that know me know I love a variety and I love to give people opportunities. So we will continue with that concept again this year as I will have rotating co-hosts and several different ones every day. Uh, when I say me and the fam, I really mean me and the family. We're going to do this together. With that being said, I'm going to say hello to a plethora of co hosts this morning that are kicking it off with me. Hi, Isaac. Hey, Rick.
Good morning.
Good morning, young lady.
Good morning. Hey, Karen.
Good morning.
Hey, ASG.
Hello.
Hey, Brad. Uh-oh, he's not up yet. Hold on. Hey, software. Uh-oh, they might not have their mics yet. So we'll give them a few minutes to get their mics. They may not be able to talk right yet, but we'll get to them as soon as they can. First, many thanks to Elevator Results, who's been sponsoring me and our spaces going on 3 years. If you Hey, Brian, if you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevator Results can design that plan. Follow them on Twitter or check out their site at elevatedpt.com. Um, I'd also like for us to take a moment for a moment of silence to honor the fallen soldiers on this Memorial Day weekend. Thank you. Please be reminded that we are always trying to give the most updated and accurate information as possible, but we are human. And the information is always fluid in the poker world. So please be sure to double check any information we provide to ensure yourself the best experience possible. And please correct us if we're ever wrong, because we want to get the correct information out there. That's very important to me and the panel. So thank you. Be reminded we have a meetup game June 21st at the Bellagio at 1 p.m. It's a 1-3 no limit game. But of course, if your table agrees on changing it to something else, that's fine and dandy. Many thanks to Sean McCormick and the staff over at the Bellagio for hosting us and providing us pizza for that fun event. Don't miss it. That's the 5th official Spaces meetup game. So don't miss it, folks. I know Rick has to get out of here this morning, and I promised him I would get him um, in and out this morning because he has to go somewhere. So, Rick, why don't you give us the update on the tournaments and the venues you're covering this morning?
Okay, we have South Point, Wynn, and Venetian. South Point, I'll give you their daily events.
Yep.
10-10, daily no limit hold'em, 120 buy-in, $10,000 guarantee. 2:10 p.m. is a turbo bounty, 120, 5,000. 6:10 is another deep stack tournament, $180 buy-in, $10,000 guarantee. And at 10:10 tonight, no limit hold'em turbo bounty, $120 buy-in, $3,000 guarantee. The big difference on Tuesday is they have at 2:10 they have a Omaha 8 or better, $120 buy-in, $5,000 guarantee. At 6:10 it'll be a $50 bounty tournament, $180 buy-in, $10,000 guarantee, and a turbo bounty for 120, 3,000 on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I'll give you the Wednesday and Thursday tournaments. So that's South Point. They also have a really cool kind of summer 200K buy-in, $300, starting stack 30,000, guarantee 200,000. And on Tuesday, they have a 10-10 summer kickoff 1A, and it's 6:10 a summer kickoff 1B. And then obviously on Wednesday and Thursday, it's 1C, 1D, 1E, 1F. So that's kind of a cool summer kickoff tournament going on.
Absolutely.
$300 buy-in for them. Okay. So that's basically the South Point. We also have the Wynn. And today at 11 o'clock, A no limit hold'em 1C event is $1,100 buy-in with a $1.5 million guarantee. So that's a huge, and it's at 12 o'clock. They have the Big O day two at 1800 tonight, 6 o'clock tonight. A no limit hold'em turbo 1D for 1100, $1.5 million guarantee. And on Tuesday at 11 o'clock, it's no limit hold'em 1E. And at 1900, which is 7 o'clock, they have a turbo 1F. And those are all $1,100 tournaments at the Wynn with a $1.5 million guarantee.
Great guarantee.
Yeah, really. My goodness gracious. I think my son's going to play in a couple of those. So, Venetian. At 11:10 today, it's a no limit hold'em bounty at $200 and $500 bounties, $600 buy-in, $50,000 guarantee, and at 12:10, Omaha 8 but that's a day two of the Omaha 8 or better. So on Tuesday at the Venetian at 11:10, a no limit hold'em tournament, $600, $50,000 guarantee. And one of my favorites at 12:10 on Tuesday, it's PLO, $600 buy-in, $30,000 guarantee. So that's what's basically going on Mondays and Tuesdays at the Wynn and Venetian and the South Point. And we'll update you on Wednesday for Wednesday, Thursday, and
Yes, sir.
this week. Okay.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you for
What an
that.
exciting time, kiddo, huh?
I know. I'm very excited to be kicking off today. So much going on that's fun for people in Vegas. And of course, we all meet under the same umbrella of poker, right? So thank you for that
Right.
update on those three venues.
You got it. My buddy Tony Burns is going to be over at the Aria during the World Series of Poker.
He
So
certainly is. He's going to be at that Aria Poker Classic. So we'll
yeah,
get onto that. They start, I believe, on the 28th is their first tournament.
right.
So, of course, we will announce that gladly. And that Poker Classic should be a good one as well. And, of course, adding Tony Burns to the pot of already amazing staff members is only going to make it even better, as
Right.
we all know, and all of us that know and love Tony. So, congrats to him on that new job. He'll be starting here shortly. Isaac, you want to give us an update on the Wingate and Planet Hollywood?
Actually, I don't have those, Sherry.
Oh, which do you have?
But
Which do you
you
have,
give me a
honey?
second. You didn't assign
Okay,
me
no worries.
the casinos at the daily. I have the daily casino history, and
Yeah, and Wingate and Planet Hollywood.
okay, then I'll make
No
sure I'll have
worries.
those moving forward.
Uh, no worries. No worries. Listen, I have it right here. Hold on. Let's see. What did I say? Wingate.
Wingate and Planet Hollywood.
Okay, Planet Hollywood has. Oh no, I don't have it either. Never mind. I tell you what, we'll just update that tomorrow. We won't even worry about it today. Anybody else have any tournaments schedules they want to talk about? If not, I'm going to move on to mine, which of course is the WSOP. Starts tomorrow.
I got
I I
Go
have
ahead, Brett.
I have Planet Hollywood, but I can't speak, so I just need like 2 minutes, and then
No
so I'll
worries.
pass it to
We'll come
ASG.
back
I'll be
to
right
it.
back.
No worries. We'll come back to it. Until then, I'll talk about what's going on at the WSOP tomorrow. Um, of course, they have all their satellites and deep stacks going on. At 12 p.m., the Mystery Million Flight 1A begins. That's $1,000 buy in. And at 1600 hours, what is that? 4
4 o'clock.
o'clock is the industry employee tournament, which I'm sure is going to have all kinds of fun controversy around because people are just trying to pick apart that whole situation. Some are trolling it, some are not. So that starts at 4 o'clock, and that's a $500 buy-in. Over at the MGM, they have a 10 o'clock no limit tournament. It's a $250 buy in with a $1,000 guarantee. At 2 o'clock is an '08 tournament, $600 buy-in, 40K guarantee. At 6 o'clock is a no limit bounty, $50 bounties, a $250 buy-in, 10K guarantee. And another tournament over at the MGM tomorrow is a no limit, and that is at 2100 hours. Somebody do the math. And that's a $150 buy-in,
9.
3K guarantee, and that's at 9. Thank you. I wish they would not use military time because some do and some don't. So let's just use regular time, people. For those of us that never served, no offense. Over at Orleans today, we have, not today, excuse me, tomorrow. 11 o'clock horse tournament, a $600 buy-in, 50K guarantee. At 4 o'clock is the Survivor 2K. It is a $230 buy-in, 15K guarantee. At 1800 hours is a no limit tournament, $200 buy-in, 15K guarantee. And that's a 6 o'clock tournament, right? 1800 hours. Lord help me. And at 2200
1800
hours is
hours? Yeah.
okay.
That should
2200, I
that
mean,
should be 6 p.m. That should be 6
it's
p.m.
I'm sorry, but I'm trying to read and I can't do math at the same time. Sorry, I just can't. 2200 hours is a survival tournament. It's $125 buy-in, $1500 guarantee. Again, that's at the Orleans tomorrow. Over at the Golden Nugget is again tomorrow is 11 o'clock a.m. No limit tournament, $400 buy-in, 25K guarantee. At 1600 hours is a no limit tournament, $120 buy-in, 5K guarantee. Also at the Nugget tomorrow is a $1,700 no mix, $250 buy-in, 10K guarantee. And at 1800 hours is a no limit $200 20K guarantee. Now that mix no mix game was scheduled to be in Big O, but they changed it to no mix. So just a little FYI, that was one of the Golden Nuggets changes to that schedule. So, and they've had a few, so definitely double check this information because some of the venues have to change things sometimes, and we don't want anybody to show up thinking it's going to be a big O tournament and they've changed it. So definitely check your apps, check the websites, check the Twitter accounts of those venues because those operators are always working hard to put out on social media any changes. So you have to do your due diligence to make sure you look for that information as well because they're definitely not giving you a personal invitation to see that information. Um, over at Caesar's Palace, 10 a.m., $120 buy-in, $50 add-on, starting stack 15K, 20-minute blinds, $1,000 guarantee. At 2 p.m., and this is today, this is for the whole week. 2 p.m. is $160 buy-in, $50 add-on, 20K starting stack, 20-minute blinds, 2K guarantee. At 6 p.m., $120 buy-in, $50 add-on, 15K starting stack, 20-minute blind levels, 1K guarantee. And at 9 p.m. is $160 buy-in, $50 add-on, 20K starting stacks, 20-minute blind levels, and a 2K guarantee. And that's in their new poker room. So if anybody goes and plays there, please come and tell us about your experience in that new poker room. Brad, are you with us or do you need me to keep going?
No, I'm good. I'm back.
Go ahead,
Um,
bud.
so big shout out to Alan Kessler for reviving the Planet Hollywood Poker Room. I wanted to say that I played there a long time ago, and it was just like this tiny like 6 table room or something like that. It was a very small room, but I think that room was closed for quite some time, and he just kicked off uh the chainsaw what's it called, the chainsaw
Mixed game.
mixed game series that he, I think it's come to a conclusion now, but currently they are just running dailies. um they have $400 daily tournaments. They start at I just had it up here. There's one at 10. There's one at, hold on, damn it, I just had it up. Um, Let me go to my computer. I walk through my house. But there's four of them throughout the day. They're $100 a piece, 20K starting stack, and it's a 1K
Good.
guarantee.
Mhm.
They start at 10. Here, I have it right here. It starts at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m. So that's actually it. 10, 2, 6, and 10 p.m. Are the four daily $100 terms that they have going there.
Awesome. And that again, folks, is at Planet
Planet
Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah.
They're not doing a series, they're only doing daily tournaments. And, we want to give them a little shout out. And speaking of shout outs, hats off to the Orleans yesterday. They announced that they busted their guarantees and their numbers with the highest payouts um, in the history of their poker room. So kudos to them. They're working hard to provide a good series over at the Orleans as well. So, all right, last room we're going to talk about is Resorts World, and they have tournaments going on, and they kind of change just a little every day. I'm trying to look real quick. So at 12:05, it's a $200 10K guarantee. At 7:05 is a $200 5K guarantee. Then on 6:11 and 6:12, it's going to go 12:05 for a 15K guarantee and a $300 buy-in, and a 7:05 a 5K guarantee with a $200 buy-in. I'm sorry, $200 guarantee. So we definitely want to watch if you're going to Resorts World, because they are going to kind of alternate price points as well as guarantees. The times are going to stay the same at 12:05 and 7:05, but they are just alternating between a $200, a $300, a $400, and a $500 buy-in. And of course, the guarantees are going to change as well as those buy-ins. So you just kind of want to keep a heads up on the resorts world, so that you don't think you're going to a $200 buy-in and it's actually a $500. So definitely check that when you want to go, um, to keep up with those. Karen Chess, good morning, love. You want to give us a little update on what's going on in the world of chess in
Wait, before
Vegas?
we do that, I have the MGM in Orleans for today because I don't think anybody mentioned that.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Okay, so with the Orleans at 11:05, there's no limit mega stack. That's a $400 buy-in. At 4:05, there's a deuce to seven single draw. That's a $240 buy-in. And at 6:05, there's a no limit super stack. That's a $200 buy-in. And at 10:05, there's a chip chop survivor, and that's a $125 stack. And
Thank
then
you. Appreciate that. Go
for
ahead.
the MGM, um, at 2 p.m., there's a industry warm up, if that applies to you. At 6 p.m., there's a no limit bomb pot tournament. That's $250. And at 9 p.m., there's no limit late night. That's $150.
Awesome. Thank you for that update. Appreciate you. All right, Miss Chess, tell us about what's going on in the world of chess in Vegas, please, ma'am.
Okay, so the Vegas Chess Festival is the big thing. That's from June 4th through 8th. And the Vegas Chess Festival is sort of a collection of different events. The main event has kind of its own separate name, the National Open, so it can be kind of confusing. The National Open is a very prestigious, long-running open tournament that's been around since 1965, and then they expanded it at some point into the Vegas Chess Festival. And so I'm just going to real quick. Let me tell you their website. So anybody that wants to register, jump in one of the side events. which I'm going to tell you about in a second. You can get it on their website, which is vegaschessfestival.com. They have full schedule events and you can register there. But like I was saying, the centerpiece of the festival is the main event, which is called the National Open. But they also have, let's see, let me get my glasses on. Okay, so here's what all they got in addition to this National Open. That's for kids and adults. They also are going to have 3 chess lectures um, over the days. And again, it's June 4th through 8th. My husband, Grandmaster Ben Feingold, is one of the grandmasters working at the tournament. The other grandmaster this year is Grandmaster Caden Trough, and the two of them are kind of divvying up some of the work there, but there's going to be 3 chess lectures. I think Ben, my husband's doing all those. There's a camp for both the kids and adults. You can do half day, full day. There's 3 simuls. The simul's when you got one person playing, 20 or 30 people at one time. And they kind of walk from board to board. We got 3 simuls. One is for kids only. We have game analysis. We have chess streamers meet and greet, a kids only tournament, a women's tournament, a blitz tournament, and then finally, Susan Polgar is a famous grandmaster. She's doing a book signing there. So we've got all these wonderful events, and um, I will say one disappointing thing that I heard in the past, except for the last couple of years, they ended the chess tournament, the National Open, with a poker tournament that was for all the staff and friends and family. And as a little anecdote here, when I first got into poker, I was just getting into it. I played the National Open, I played the women's event, I played the chess event, and I played the poker tournament. It was one of my first tournaments ever. And and I didn't realize at the time, but bet on Drew. Drew was in the tournament, in the poker tournament. He also played in the chess festival. And so it's funny because when Sherry interviewed Drew on a recent space, it kind of came out and we figured it out that both Ben and I, but mainly Ben, are in the footage. Drew vlogged the chess tournament. He was vlogging all this stuff. So it's kind of funny. I went back and looked at it, and you could see me and Ben in the footage. But they're not having the poker tournament this year, and the reason why is this. I neglected to say that this Vegas Chess Festival is happening at the Flamingo, and the Flamingo does not have a poker room. So I'm hoping eventually they'll move it, the chess festival, to a different casino where they can include that poker tournament again.
Maybe they can
Um,
move it to Planet Hollywood next year so it would follow the Chainsaw Festival.
yeah, I'll get Ben to mention that to them. They usually plan like 2 or 3 ahead, a few years ahead. They'll have contracts in place, but once the Flamingo runs out, I do think they should move it to where there's a poker room. When I played in the poker tournament in the National Open, it was at the Westgate, and they, then they moved it the year after that to the Flamingo. So we'll see what they do. But it's a wonderful chess event if anybody likes to play chess.
Love it. Thank you for that update. And it sounds like it's a few days packed full with all kind of not only activities but a great place to learn maybe a little bit more about that game and tweaking your own game. I love it, Kieran. Thank you for that update. Anybody got any questions for Kieran on that chess? Would you say it's like a convention? What would you say?
It's a
Nationals
festival. It's a
festival.
festival.
Thank you. Thank
Vegas
you.
Chess Festival. Yeah, and they even have a bookstore there too. I didn't mention that. It's fun. It's my favorite chess tournament for sure.
Love it. So come on up if you have any questions about that chess festival for Kieran. She'll be happy to answer them. Um, and I just think it's awesome. It's going on during summer camp. Thank you. All right, let's talk about some ways like to for transportation in Vegas. So, uh, Isaac, I know you drive to Vegas, so you usually have a car. Brad, when you're in Vegas, what's your mode of transportation? Do you rent a car? What do you do?
My feet. I pretty
Okay.
much I'm flying in from Arizona usually, and I pretty much go everywhere where that's in walking distance. I very seldom rent a car or even cabs and Ubers. If it's somewhere like where I like hypothetically, if I was going to South Point or something, I would Uber or something. But pretty much just my
Right.
feet.
Right. Okay. Go ahead, Isaac.
Yeah, I mean, there's several ways. Besides cars, yeah, definitely Lyfts and Ubers. I will say this, that for Vegas, I've compared the rates between the two, and I feel like Lyft gives you better deals. I don't know if that's me being a user as long as I've been or whatnot, but definitely like to support all the rideshare people, big industry. I feel Brad on that. Walking distance is key, especially for a lot of tournaments and whatnot, or proximity to where you're staying, right? I love South Point, so that means no matter what, I'm traveling, I'm driving, I'm getting there somehow. So if I don't drive, if I don't lift, I've never taken a Vegas bus. So I might do that this summer
Good luck.
for
Let
the
us know how
culture.
that goes, buddy.
I will. I will. Matter of fact, I might even film it. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
Let us
see.
yeah,
know how that goes. Always an adventure. The
That'll be
yeah.
lit. That'll
I
be
take
lit. But
I take the Deuce downtown if I ever go downtown, and
yes, yes,
I'll definitely try that. And then, of course, there's always the always dependable. I use Joe.
right.
You know,
And
our
I'm
buddy
glad you're
Joe.
bringing up all these different things because I wanted to mention several things. Now, Joe is not like doing a publicly advertised because I talked to him about a month or so ago about it. But he will give people that he knows rides. So there is that. And Wolfie also will provide rides if he's available. But I wanted to talk about don't forget the monorail. The monorail goes directly to the horseshoe, and you can go from the horseshoe to MGM on the monorail. So that's a good thing to know. Or the or from MGM all the way down to Harrah's, I think, and even further down to like Resorts World. I think you would have to get off at Sahara Casino and Hotel and walk across to Resorts World. I've never done that, but I think that's my recollection of what people have told me. So the monorail is also a great choice, especially if there's a lot of construction. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the F1 construction that usually now you have to take into consideration in the summer. It may be better to park at MGM or park at Harris and take the monorail over just because of maybe construction or whatever congestion at the horseshoe. It may be better to park at MGM and just take that monorail. But I wanted to, like Isaac, I think Lyft always comes up a little bit cheaper than Uber. But I want to tell you for going to and from the airport. This is really important to know if it is a what is called like a hot time for shared rides, right? Where they premium time, where they're charging maybe twice the rate because they're just inundated with so many riders that they start charging more money. Well, when you take a taxi from to or from the airport, it is a set rate of $27. That's what it was the last time I checked. So
um,
but it's a set rate. So no matter how fast or slow you're getting there, it is a set rate of $27. So if you look at the Lyft or Uber app and it's a premium riding time and maybe they're charging $35 for that ride, the taxi is always 27. So always keep
uh,
that in the back of your mind.
just want to interject here. Sorry. It's actually a diff flat rate depending on what zone you're going to.
Oh, good to know.
So
I'm talking
just
about the
check out.
strip.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's different even on the strip if you're a North Strip versus Center Strip versus South Strip. So on the website they have like where the zones are for each hotel, so you can look up the different flat rates. A few dollar difference between different areas on the strip, so it's not like that much of a difference, but there is a slight difference depending on where exactly you're going.
Right. And just remember that's between the zones for taking a taxi. Um, and just remember that set rate is going to be cheaper than a premium rate with Uber and Lyft, probably 90% of the time. So you definitely just want to check. Check the app, see if they're at premium time or regular time, and then you decide what you want to do. But just keep that in mind that those taxis have a set rate for just the airport run. So thank you for letting me know about the zones there, ASG. I appreciate you. Go ahead, Isaac.
Something really interesting too about the monorails is they have like a day rate or something like that. It's like 550, I think, a ride. But I love hacks, right?
Amen.
If you know someone that lives in Vegas, they can get you monorail rides for $1.
There you go.
So yeah, so I'm surprised the monorail doesn't do some kind of a like pass system. I'd swoop one immediately.
I think there is maybe a weekly pass. I'll tell you what, we'll look it up. But I think there's
I'm
a
doing that right now
okay. You
actually.
look that up, and I'm going to talk about something else. While you do that, we'll come
Lit.
right back to him. The other thing I wanted to mention when you're coming into town, because of course you don't want to take marijuana on the plane with you. So coming into town, when you arrive, a lot of times those limo and taxi and rideshare drivers kind of have a deal worked out with the dispensary to stop on your ride from the airport to your hotel or wherever you're going, your Airbnb, and they'll stop for free because they're kind of getting a little kickback, supposedly allegedly from the dispensaries to bring them customers. So you can ask your drivers if they can stop at no additional cost or whatever and see what they say. But I've never done it, but I've heard through the grapevine from, allegedly you can. So definitely ask your drivers. Go ahead, Isaac.
I'm actually well versed in this area as well.
I knew somebody would step up.
And I mean, just alone, if you know me, just know, yeah, holla. But if you are in Vegas, actually, another great reason to know a local is any local gets 50% off any dispensary in Vegas. So, for example, Joe, who offers his services, he will do that. If you told him, hey, I want to make a dispensary run, he'll go and he'll put his ID and make the purchase for you so you can get the 50%, which is vital, right? Because why you want to be paying full pop for gummies?
Right
You
on.
know? So,
But, that's
yeah.
allegedly happening because we don't want anybody to get in trouble. So, that's Joe, your mama. So, anyway, um,
And
but go ahead, Isaac.
no, this is it. I'm just going to also go from my experience in terms of walking distance. There's one kind of by, oh, is it Paris? It's in terms of walking distance ones. There's one by a subway that's like kind of by, I think it's the West Gate. And maybe Isaac would know better. And then there's another one when if you're at Resorts World within walking distance that shares the parking lot
All
with
right.
Sapphire.
Since ASG is jumping the gun, let me get my list of dispensaries out that I was going to talk about another day this week. But here we go. Don't forget, people, always double check my information for accuracy. Here are a couple of dispensaries in Vegas that, may have been proven to be good or not. I don't know because I've not been to them. But one of them is Reef Dispensary on 3400 Western Avenue, open 24 hours a day. Pisos is 4110 South Maryland Avenue or South Maryland, 24-hour day operation. Green Light Dispensary is downtown at 823 South 3rd Street. And Show Grow is at 4850 South Apache Road, 24-hour, um, a day round the clock, get your stuff there kind of thing. So, of course, don't forget to check with your drivers.
And,
Again, ASG is telling you there's many of them in walking distance. Go ahead, ASG.
and I'll also throw in there, because I'm sure Isaac will mention, there's places such as a giant one downtown that make you think that they're a dispensary, but actually all they do is sell CBD products. If you actually want THC products, make sure you're actually buying what you want to buy. Yeah, that's all I want to say about that.
Well,
That's a big fact. That's a big fact, actually. Yep, yep. We don't do no CBD around here.
and don't forget, there are places that will deliver, but you need to look those up on your own. Um, and yes, I did just give a list of dispensaries out on my space. Go ahead, Karen.
Better be
Yeah, I was
careful. You
just
know Todd Rizzo's down there, right?
Right?
yeah, I was just going to chime in with what ASG said. Yeah, I got bit. I got on Fremont Street. Yeah, don't buy anything down there. Not real weed. Not real weed.
Oh, good to know. There you have it. All right, Brad, go ahead, buddy.
One of the dispensaries I've been to, it's a really cool experience. I would definitely recommend anybody to go check it out. It's also 24 hours, is Planet 13. This place is really cool. They got a pretty awesome setup there. I would definitely check out that place. It's not on the strip though. You might have to take a ride for that, but like if you're on your way in from the airport, maybe have them stop by there or something. But Planet 13 is a really cool place.
Awesome. Thank you for that heads up. Go ahead, Isaac.
I'm gonna co-sign that statement. Planet 13 is fire. They're also one of the original dispensaries in Vegas. So if you want to go to a place that's kind of like been long-standing, they are on point. There's also a couple of cookies. Now, Cookies is a very popular brand nationwide. They've kind of tried to be like the McDonald's of weed, and they're around, but unfortunately, they're known for having like really old product. So you got to kind of, buyer beware, know what you're doing. There's a really good dispensary right off of Flamingo. I'm heading, what is that, east? Yeah, heading east. I have to remember the big cross street, but last time heading to Blueberry Hill, that's the one I went to with Joe, and they were pretty good too. And there's also a cluster of them by the Palms.
Oh, interesting.
Like, yeah, there's like four of them right next to each other, right by the Gold Coast of the
Well, I
Palms.
I
can
think that's
see
the one
that
I
we're
went
not
to.
only poker experts, but we are weed experts. Go ahead, ASG.
No, I was just gonna say one of those ones by the Palms is definitely one I went to when it first went legal in Vegas back in like 2017 or whatever it was. So yeah, I'm still remembering those
Awesome.
long lines that no longer exist. Um,
So, oh, sorry. So, would you guys say that Planet 13 is your favorite? I'm just jotting down favorite.
It's definitely one of
If I
my
had to choose
favorite.
one, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
cool. It's just it's a cool experience. Like it's just they have like a, if I remember correctly, they have like a whole area where there's like a lounge, like a restaurant. Um, there's like a whole setup there. I don't know. Like there's a lot going on there. I don't know if all that stuff's open 24 hours, but the dispensary part is. It's pretty cool.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you for all that input. Um, it's always
sorry.
fun to get
And
firsthand knowledge. Go ahead, ASG.
no, this doesn't have to do with dispensary stuff, but while I remember, since this is supposed to be like a first time right kind of thing, um, for those of you who are not Vegas experienced, the if you do go rideshare, they have a different spot for you to go in the casino compared to taxis. So be sure to look up where to actually go to get your Uber or your Lyft, because it might be a bit of a walk compared to where you think you are.
And I will give props to the operators. They do have a lot of signage for you to follow to those rideshare areas. So props to them for marking them off for us. But ASG is right. They're typically not in the same area as the taxis. They're a little bit of ways, but most of the time not very far. Just for the congestion of the area. Go ahead,
Oh,
Asimov.
wasn't there something about like go to the Wynn if you're going to the Wynn, or is it go to the Encore? I'm not a Wynn poker room person.
Encore.
Encore,
Encore.
yeah.
You go to
So,
the Encore.
Encore for sure.
Go to the Encore. Isaac, did you have
Huh.
something to add?
Oh, yeah, since we're talking about transportation, okay, so I looked up the ticket options and prices.
Yes.
So, yeah, it is for one ride, it's $6 full fare.
We're talking about the monorail
550.
people.
Yes, talking about the monorail. 550 if you're doing an e-ticket and $1 for Nevada residents. Now there are passes, right? So there's a 1 day pass that's $15 or 13.45 e-ticket. There's a 2 day. It goes all the way up to 7 days, and it's a scale of like you pay about, let's see, 2 days 26, 3 days 32, 4 days 39, 5 days 47, and 7 days 62. Interestingly, there's a couple caveats if you're a Nevada resident, right? They can purchase a local fare at $1 per ride, available at their customer service ticketing office. It says that to purchase the local fare, residents need to present valid Nevada driver's license and or some kind of government issued ID, right? And now another part that I found interesting was, it says local fare ticket purchases have restrictions: a maximum of two single ride tickets per person per day, or one 20 ride ticket about every 10 days. So I didn't see the pricing for the 20 ride ticket, but I'm going to be looking for that because, like I said, I think it's pretty interesting. I've never really done the monorail in Vegas,
Right.
so
well,
gotta
you
be
got to
done
look at
at least
the
this year.
yeah, you got to look at the stops, and also with the monorail, it's like way behind the Harris properties, like at the
Yeah.
back end.
Oh yeah,
So
oh yeah.
like it only might
I
be
followed the
useful a
track
couple of
once.
times. Actually, I've used the free monorail from the MGM properties more than I've used the pay for monorail because
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
well, because also the MGM monorail takes you straight into the basically where you want to be in the Aria compared to like where you might be at the Bellagio when you cross the street. So yeah, just map things out for yourself, I guess.
Okay. Now that you brought it up, tell us about the free monorail over in the MGM properties. Where does it start? Where does it
Oh, I'm gonna
end?
screw this up, but there's definitely a stop at MGM. There's definitely a stop at what's that fancy one? And then I think it starts with a C.
Cosmopolitan?
I yeah, it might be the yeah, I think it's the Cosmo, and then the all right,
Aria.
and then
Then it doesn't it go over to the castle? What the hell is the
no, it
castle?
doesn't go to Excalibur. I don't
Excalibur.
think it. I
Excal.
think there's an Excalibur Mandalay Bay Luxor one that's different. But this
Different.
one
Okay.
stops. I don't know if it goes to New York, New York, but it stops on that block. Like it doesn't
All right.
cross the street.
We're gonna stop you because I know I got the expert up here
Yeah,
now on
here's
that
Sean. Thank
monorail.
you.
Go
I
ahead,
was waiting
Sean.
for this. I was waiting for this.
Go ahead, Sean. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I'm delayed on turning on my mic there. I just wanted to hit you guys up on a couple things. One, good call on the Uber shout out where it is in locations and casinos. Like, pay attention to that. It is definitely not where you always expect it. I always use Aria as a good example because when you take an Uber to Aria, you get dropped off at the front door. But when I was going to phrase that really bad. When you go to take it, everybody knows where I was going with that. Hold on a second,
It's a little
rephrasing.
early for that. We're
I
still
literally
PG here.
I'm having my first sip of coffee. I actually slept in late for once, took the day off, of course. But yes, Aria, if you were catching the Uber pickup, it's closer to the opposite side of the building, closest to North Valley. But anyways, secondly, damn, Sherry, when did this come to 420 space? Not that I'm hating, but man, this has been informational.
We
Please
went
check.
off the rails real quick, didn't we?
Please check on your discounts with
Oh,
your locals.
Majara,
Fifty
that was
percent.
the one I was trying to think of. Anyway, sorry. You can.
50% seems a little high on the discount. I'm sure there are times, but if that were the case, I think locals would be flipping weed to non-locals all day long. So just check on those discounts. Thirdly, on the pass for the monorail, please, if it's $5 for you and $1 for locals, that extra $4 goes to things like education and reinvestments back to non-locals for travel expenses and things to make the city prettier. So I'm not telling you not to snipe a discount, but just be careful. Plus, I do know that they have revoked the person. Like if I bought it for you and they find out that I gave it to you, my license, because I have to establish it with those tickets, now I'm revoked from ever riding the monorail myself. So just be careful. And then for the MGM monorail, which is free, yes, it goes from Mandalay Bay on the South Strip to Excalibur. From there, if you wanted to continue north, you would have to take a short walk over the bridge to New York, New York. And then into where would you have to go from there? You have to go New York, New York Park, MGM, and then there's a monorail in between Park and Aria that takes you past Cosmopolitan and what is that? Simon Shops now, Crystals, and then finishes off at Bellagio. But that one is free all day long. I always tell
Yeah,
people in the poker
Crystal's
room
is the
that
one
that
that
if
started with a C. That I was. Thank you, Sean.
yeah. I forget it too now because we don't own it and it's not part of City Center, so I sometimes forget. But yes, still called Crystals. And I think that's all the information updates I have on your guys' updates. But I'll stay here in the background for any more expert MGM or just Las Vegas local information
Love it.
on the eights on the eights. Doot, 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 doot.
Thank you so much for giving us some updated information and for hosting our fifth officials meetup game, June 21st, 1 p.m. at the Bellagio. Thank you for hosting us and thank you for the pizza, Sean. We appreciate you.
Oh, don't worry. It's definitely buying pizzas is there's a little hidden thing there that I get pizza myself with you guys. But I will enjoy a slice of pizza with you guys and looking forward to that game. And why is Brandon on the panel? Run the guy.
Run the guy.
There's the run this guy.
Run
I
this
gotta
guy.
I won't say who, but someone really, really high in poker, someone that we all know, DM'd me the other day. Is like, what is going on with these sports guys in their space? Because he sees that I was in there, just like I'm like I can't. It's like a like going past a car wreck. Well, none of us want to look, but we all do that stupid look. That's where I'm at with those spaces. But man, highly entertaining. All right, back to you guys. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it poker. Everybody have a great summer. I will be in here supporting Sherry's space and anybody else that's running spaces for poker. It's time to support you guys. It's a free re-click, a repost, or just supporting, coming in, a like, whatever, share. Content creators, I don't care if you're D-Negs down to the guy that's got one follow. Let's start supporting these people because it's better for the game. It's better for the growth of the game. And it's the one thing, if there's any other operators listening to this in real time or later on, it is literally the freest way we can engage with the community and it gets the message out there. So support everybody that's doing any of these spaces. I don't care if it's 2 followers, 2 listeners, or 2 million. Let's just grow the game, guys. All right, good luck, guys. I'm getting off my soapbox. Have a great summer.
Thank you,
Appreciate you,
Sean.
Sean.
and
Thank you for those kind words, buddy.
and also, if you've degened for too long, the I don't know about the one that costs money, but the MGM monorail one closes at 2 a.m.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Brandon, your hand must be getting tired waving up in the hair. Go ahead, buddy.
First of all, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Second of all, Sean McCormick, you're a weasel. Third of all, have we talked about the downtown loop yet? Maybe I missed it.
We have not.
So there's a downtown loop that goes. The closest to the strip that you can pick it up is the Strat, and it goes downtown. It makes a loop. You can look it up if you just search Las Vegas downtown loop. It has limited hours though. That's the only thing. So if you're staying like South Strip and you can make it to you can walk to the Strat and get on the bus, like you can go downtown on the bus for free. Um, and then the other
So
thing,
the wait, let's be clear. So the downtown loop, which is from the Strat to downtown, is a free bus ride.
yes.
Okay.
Let me look up the hours real quick.
Okay. I
Um,
just want to make sure that we.
they're very limited. It's like on the weekends it's longer hours, like 3 to 10 during the
Okay.
during the week, and then
But you know what? Even if you save money by taking it one way, like that's still saving somebody some money.
Yeah, I
So
can.
I'm all about that.
And then the other thing was towards the dispensaries. I was going to go to the Grove because there's a very nice bar right next to there, and
Okay.
Sean McCormick can vouch for this. So if you just go get your weed and go next door to the Double Down there and have a couple nice drinks, it's a very nice little area right there, right by the university.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's another recommendation
Okay,
from,
so
go ahead.
I just looked it up. It's 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 3 to 10 Friday and Saturday. So it's actually less hours on Friday and Saturday. Well, it's later on both
Right.
ends, Friday and Saturday. And it looks like it comes to and from the Strat, whereas like so that's like at least confusing to me because I'm always thinking to be on the other side of the street when I'm going to downtown. But yeah, it looks like it comes from the Strat as well.
Nice.
I'm
So that's a good free option, folks. Even if, like I said, even if you can only catch it one way, you're still saving one way, right?
not extremely convenient if you're staying like Caesars or
Right.
whatever, but just if somebody's staying down that way, I mean,
Right.
just wanted to let people know that there's an option that you can get from the Strat downtown and back around.
Brandon,
Absolutely.
Brandon, I think
That's good to
that's a really good shout out actually, because all the ways of transport that you guys are talking about, like you could literally either a take the LV monorail or take the Deuce and get to like Sahara slash Strat, and then you could take that loop ride. Like say you wanted to play the Golden Nugget event that night, then you got a free ride to the Nugget. I don't know. These
Oh
are all
yeah,
good ideas. I don't think I think
you're
you guys
right.
are selling yourselves short. I think these
Yeah.
are great. You're connecting the city in a lot of different routes, and then obviously there's probably even more that we're not thinking about. But the Deuce, which I think still runs, is a bus, and they have really good passes too if you need to make your way up and down the strip. And I think the Loop and the Deuce are actually related. Like it might be the same
Company.
public. Yeah, it's public transport at the end of the day. So I'm sure it's run by Nevada, blah 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 transport, whatever. We have awful transport here, so I admit that fully. We're one of the worst cities for transport, especially since so many people come to our city every day. But I think that's partly by design. It keeps people in a certain space, and obviously helps out the cabbies and all the Uber
Right.
drivers and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think what you guys are doing is really cool and connecting the city the way you are. So awesome
Thanks.
shout out, Brandon, there on the Loop. Hell, I didn't even realize that the Loop still ran. So that's cool. Maybe I'll jump on it sometime.
All right. I've got a question. Is it the Gold Coast that's across from the Rio?
Yes.
Yes, I mean
Okay.
it.
So you guys brought up some that there's quite a few dispensaries over by the Palms. So you can take the free shuttle that goes to the Gold Coast and then walk from the Gold Coast to those dispensaries. Just an FYI, people.
Then you could get
Man,
high
Sherry, I
and
gotta
take the
tell
bus
you,
back.
Sherry, this, this is summer, Sherry.
You're welcome.
We're touring, okay? So,
We're going to take all the free shuttles and see where we can go. I'm in. I'm in
yeah.
for the for the shuttle
Listen, I'm
experience.
over here like, does South Point still run a shuttle? Is
No,
what I
they
really.
don't. Damn it. Only to the airport, but it's an outside company. I wish South Point would go back to having their free shuttle to the strip because I would never stay besides any MGM property. I would never stay on the strip again if South Point had a shuttle. I'm just telling you.
Man, man,
I wouldn't
yeah.
I was
because I
about to
love
mention
South
some
Point.
shuttles, and I'm seeing a whole bunch of as of April 30th. There's no longer a shuttle.
From where?
No, no, like that. I because I know there used to be a shuttle at the Orleans and stuff, but now I'm
Oh
seeing
yeah.
that the shuttles are gone. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Boyd properties had the best shuttle for
Yes.
sure. Even Caesar's shuttle was really cool back in the day. MGM, ours was kind of. I don't think we went all in on the shuttle business because we're at the south end of the strip, closest to the airport, so it's kind of
Exactly.
convenient
If
for
Yeah.
you
us.
didn't have a Rio,
Uh,
you needed to shuttle too.
that's true. Oh my God, the Rio shuttle, man! I remember taking that one back in the day.
Me
But
too.
On the continue on the 420 talk, I don't know where the closest dispensary is, but Sherry might be right here. It might be the one that's across the street from the Palms, which isn't too far of a trip from the Strip. And shout out to whoever shouted out Planet 13. That place is insane. It's not just like a dispensary. It's like like me and my wife went there just to like check it out. Like it's like Area 15 but for weed people. Like it's got all these experiences and it's got like this, it even has, I think it's like a speakeasy for weed smokers or something. Like it's like a hidden room where you can like
I
smoke, and
love
it's
it.
it's one of the few lounges in Vegas. So I don't know. Go check that place out. I don't get anything by telling you to go there, but it seems like a really cool spot when I was there.
I love it.
Sean, will you agree that Double Down is the best dive bar in Vegas?
Sweet Jesus. I know your buddy like shouts that place out, but no, it is not, Brandon. I love you, but
It's
no.
great.
It's a cool spot to check out, but I'm not hanging out there. I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh, come on. What's the best?
Hell, we didn't even hang out there that day. We were there for 20 minutes.
What is the best dive bar in Vegas then?
Oh shit, I don't know,
Dean's?
man. Let me. What's that?
Dean's?
What the hell is Dean's? Do you
Or
mean Dino's?
Dino's? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Dino's is probably the most popular, and I think it does well. I don't think it's overrated. I think it does really, really well. And Dino's is one of those weird staples of Las Vegas where you'll see professional singers just randomly show up, grab the mic because it's a karaoke place and it has like a little stage. It's kind of like. It's a bad comparison. So yeah, I don't know. Go check out Dino's though. Yeah, they have like live karaoke and it's a cool little smoky bar. I like that one better. But let me think about this one. A good dive bar. I'll get back to you.
What is it on
Yeah, I
second
actually want to
and
know what's the diviest dive bar in Vegas. That's what I
There's
want
a
to know.
cool spot. What's it called? Ellis Island's got a karaoke spot.
It's
Oh
the
yeah,
best.
we
I
know
love
Ellis
that
Island well.
place.
Oh yeah.
So he mentioned
All right, I'm
karaoke,
just going to
and I
tell
thought
you.
about that.
I'm just going to tell you. I have a list of those too, but I'm not going to get into those today, y'all. So
Hey,
we're going to move on.
real
And
quick, Sherry. Real
go
quick.
ahead, unless you have a specific dive bar you want to give a shout out.
I just want to clarify with Isaac when you say diviest. Can you center that in a little bit? Because what I'll tell you is just keep heading east. I'm not recommending this, but if you keep heading east from Ellis Island, I promise you the bars will get dirtier and dirtier and dirtier until you're in Arizona or wherever.
I need some that like Bukowski would have been at. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I need that energy. Just you know.
So he wants a dive bar that strap-ons are not required.
Oh, absolute factuality. Yes.
Isaac,
No.
I'm
None of
telling you,
that shit, please.
check out the Double Down, bro.
Bet. Bet. Okay. There it is. There it is.
All right,
Hey,
you
yo,
guys.
you know what? That's funny you say that too, because we were talking about Ellis Island last year. I remember it was me, Big B52, Mac, and Valerie. We all walked to Ellis Island from the Horseshoe because Reap was in a tournament, right? And yo, we were there. We were grubbing. It was late. We were all like wasted, and we were hearing these people going off at the karaoke bar. We're like, yo, do we do it? Do we do it? And we didn't fucking do it. So this year.
Oh, epic
This year we're fucking
failure.
doing it. We're fucking doing it.
Fucking failure. Go ahead, Sean.
All right, I figured out my recommendation because I put it together. You guys talked about karaoke. You talked about dusty rooms, dark rooms, dive bars. Got it. There's a place on Maryland Parkway called Champagne's. I'm pretty sure they still do nightly karaoke from like 9 or 10 on. And this place would have been like a cool joint that guys in the 60s with like the top hat style hats would have went to. But now it is still the same place in 2025. They didn't change the paint, they didn't change the art. Go check it out. It can't be seriously, if you do like a spaces like trip there, don't bring more than 15 because that might be the occupancy for this place. It's a hole in the wall. Champagne's, Maryland. It's my recommendation. I don't know any bartenders there. Please don't tell them I sent you.
Maryland and what?
Oh shit! It's across from the mall. I don't know. Google Champagne's Las Vegas.
Got,
It
got it.
has to come up as the first thing.
It's on Maryland.
Oh, don't worry. We'll find it.
I
We'll find
love
it.
it. All right, you guys, back on task. Back on task. I think we need to. look at last year's numbers before we, start talking about this year's dates. So, some of the stats from last year's WSOP. Take a guess. I want everybody to take a guess of how many entries into all tournaments, which, by the way, was the most of all time. So it set a record. How many entries into all the tournaments in the WSOP? Go ahead, Isaac.
I'm gonna throw 1.5 million people.
All right, Karen.
Oh God, I'm crappy at this. Or I'm gonna just 2 million.
All right, Brandon.
900,000.
Brad. Oh, he's down. He might be working. ASG.
I'm going to extend because I'm pretty sure this was my WSOP trivia stuff when you asked me about it.
Okay. Sean. You may know because you need to know for work. But anyway, Sean. Stop trying to Google it, dude. Just answer the question. He might be on a phone call messing with him. It was 229,553 entries, the most of all time. It's crazy. Okay. The next number I want to talk about is the number of places paid. So the number of places paid. It was a new record, and it increased from 24. It increased by 2,435 from the year before. So places paid. Karen, how many places were paid?
Well, I did so well with the first question. Let's see. Uh, how many places paid? I mean, I don't even know how many tournaments there are. Um, yeah, 30,000.
All right. Sean McCormick, go ahead.
I have internal numbers of these. Yeah, we have to do this, so I'm just gonna play in the background. But I did know the first one was about 250,000. I do know the answer to this, by
I
the way. I
knew it.
think let me go last for these at least.
All right.
Just to see how close I think our numbers are.
All right. Brandon,
13,000.
Isaac,
I'm gonna say 12,000.
Brad.
Sorry, I got disconnected and had to reconnect. What am I guessing?
These are the figures from the 2024 WSOP. How many places were paid? Oh my God, I can't speak. How many places were paid?
Like for the main event or like in total?
All the tournaments in the
Oh, wow.
WSOP.
I'm going to say 15,000.
All right. Isaac.
I said 12 already, but
Oh, sorry.
yeah, it's okay.
I was about
34,007.
to say, come on. You
I'm leaving
guys
you
got
out,
the number
ASG.
of total, and then you should take like
Divide by
12% of that or
Shush,
ish.
ASG. Be quiet. Be trying to give the secrets
Don't
out.
judge us. Don't judge us.
Come on, ASG. It was 34,717 places, which again was a new record. It increased from the year before by 2,435 people paid or places paid. So, all right, the 2024 WSOP set a record for the number of events exceeding $2 million in prize pools at 54, and a record for $10 million prize pools at 7. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. All right. In 2024, the WSOP generated a rake or profit of over $42 million from a $480.7 million collected from the WSOP bracelet events, with 438 million going into the prize pools. Here's how it broke down. Total collected nearly 500 million was collected from the 2024 WSOP bracelet events. The prize pools were 438.5 million. The rake that the WSOP retained was 42 million point 17 was their rake. A difference I'm sorry. um, which is the difference between the total collected and the prize pools. The entry fees were 29,047,000. The WSOP staff rate was 12.7 million. Just so you know how it broke down. The 2024 main event set a record of attendance at 10,112 players and had a $10 million $10 million purse for the first place winner, Jonathan Tomeo. The tournament also saw the largest prize pool for a single event and a live tournament with just over 94 million. So that was just a wrap up of last year's event. So this year, the WSOP is May 27th, which is tomorrow it begins, through July the 16th. The main event starts on July 2nd and goes through July 16th. Also, Ladies Week is going to be June 22nd through June 28th. And I'm going to mention the ladies warm up event because it's kind of hard to find because it's under deep stacks. It's not on the regular schedule. So the ladies warm up event is on June 24th at 6 p.m. It's a $150 buy in. John Cernuto's Celebration of Life is June 15th. That's the only detail I know at this point. And of course, as soon as we get more about it, we will make sure we disseminate that information. And you already know it. My push for him to be inducted to the Hall of Fame begins today, people. So when you know, that information comes out, when you have to submit somebody, John Cernuto is a great person to submit. Matt Savage, Kathy Liebert, Mike Matisow. There's lots of deserving people, as well as those that become age eligible this year. They're wonderful people as well and players. But I'm pushing for John Cernuto. It is long overdue for him. Um, Anybody want to remind the audience of some of the daily reminders I like to give as far as pictures you should take at the WSOP that are a must? Anybody remember? Hearing no takers on that question. Always take a picture of where you park, the spot, and the floor number. Always take a picture of your chip stack before you leave the table. And always take a picture of your table number when you leave the table. Don't take a picture of the dealer. The dealer may change when you're on your break. The table number is what's important, people. So, those are three pictures that I definitely recommend. Four, if you count the floor number of the parking spot. Definitely recommend you take because we've all been there before. You could go back at 2 in the morning. You're like, where the hell did I park? What floor am I at? You know, it's easy to snap that picture, then you don't have to think about it until you're going back to your car 12 hours later. So there you go. There's some updates for this year's WSOP. Brad, I don't know. Well, before I get to that, let's talk about what's in your backpack for the WSOP. And let's think about those newcomers that this may be their first WSOP. What do you recommend? If you don't take a backpack, but you can recommend something for a backpack, I want to hear that too. So let's start out with Brad. What can we find? Give me three things that you would put in your backpack.
100%. I always have a portable charger. I always have snacks, whether it's beef jerky, a nutritional bar, a banana, and what's another good third thing? Those are my top two. I
Hoodie.
gotta have a charger.
Perfect.
Oh, you know what else is in my bag? Because you guys have seen me, I have a pile of no lenses in my backpack. So that's also in my bag.
And let me tell you, nothing makes me happier than when Brad hands me a pair of those no lenses glasses. It's so exciting. I don't know why, but it's so fun.
I still
And
have
I think
mine from the last meetup game.
right?
Yep,
Let's
yep.
go.
Let's go. Okay, Karen, give me three items in your backpack.
Okay, Advil
Yes, girl.
and some kind of napkins or something, wipe stuff off with.
Yep.
And then snacks, definitely. I got snacks too. Yeah.
All right. Brandon, what's in your backpack? Three things.
A tin of edibles, a bottle of whiskey, and a bag of pecans.
Okay, hold on. I'm writing this as we speak. You said edibles, whiskey. What was the third thing?
A bag of pecans.
Pecans. All right. Thank you for those suggestions. Isaac.
All right, just three. Okay, we're gonna go with definitely some weed. Preferably rolled up already and ready for when the breaks come. Um, I'm going to have some spray sanitizer or some sanitizer that I put together because motherfuckers be dirty, right?
You're so funny.
Um,
Go ahead.
and then I'm gonna cap that all off with a shroom gummy, so that way when the tilt tick kicks in after I've put in my stack off, I'm ready.
Okay, so to the key to watching Isaac at the table, when he pops the mushroom gummy, you know you got him.
Straight up, I'm ready. You know how everybody gets up, and you know how everybody gets up, right? When they go all in, I don't get up. I just pop the shroom gummy. Let's see what happens.
Oh God. Okay, ASG, what's in your backpack? Three items, sir.
Trying to think what hasn't been mentioned yet because mine's mostly what's on Brad's list. But a hoodie, uh, bottle of water, uh, and yeah, I'm just going with what Brad said with the jerky or snacks or something.
Right. Right on. Okay, let's talk about, you mentioned water. When you're in Vegas, people drink two or three times more than you would normally drink at home. And I don't mean alcohol, I mean water for hydration. You can drink three times as much alcohol too, but if you do, drink six times more water then, so that you will survive without collapsing of dehydration in Vegas. Go ahead, Isaac.
Um, I know we only had three things to mention, but like one thing I will say that is super essential in Vegas is try to get yourself a little pack of liquid IV. You drop that in a bottle of water, like half of that powder, and that'll keep you well hydrated. And
That's right.
especially if there's like not water around you at the moment, it'll help the water go further, right?
Right. And I always carry a bottle of Gatorade with me. I like to drink one bottle of Gatorade at least every other day when I'm in Vegas. It really helps me. And of course, water, water, water. But if you're drinking, you guys really keep up with other, water, Gatorade, liquid IV, because that alcohol is dehydrating you, and so is just being in Vegas. So definitely keep up with hydration for sure. Go ahead, ASG.
Yeah, just to go with the water thing, especially if you're not wearing a backpack, you might not. It's really, really, really hot in Vegas, so you might not realize things. I learned this over one of my trips in high school, not to Vegas, that in very hot desert climates, your sweat can evaporate before you even notice that you're sweating. So don't just go over the fact of you don't feel sweaty.
Right, especially for those like us from the East Coast or Georgia, Florida, where we're used to high humidity. And so you do use your sweating as a gauge, right? And when you're out west, you don't have that gauge. So you just have to consciously be aware of drinking enough. Go ahead, Brandon.
So somebody put in the comments that something that is very important that I didn't think of that nobody mentioned: headphones.
Yes. Thank you for that. We appreciate that. I see Chris Laddie. He said, have your phone charger, granola bar, and some sort of snack and headphones in the backpack for live poker. Don't forget a lighter. Isaac needs a lighter because his are pre rolled, ready to go. But if he doesn't have a lighter, he's out of luck, right?
Straight up, straight up. And you know what? No, listen, this happened to me last time at Poker Go. Okay, like I get out of Poker Go and I'm ready to light up, and then like I had no lighter. And then I had to walk my ass all the way around down steps, round the way to, I think, what is it, a CVS or whatever, or Walgreens was right there.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And no, it's not the wave, y'all.
You're wasting
Now
your break. You're
I
wasting
try
your
to
whole
keep a
break
lighter
walking
on a
to.
lanyard,
You're wasting
you
your whole
know?
break.
Yeah, exactly. So I try to keep the lighter on the lanyard. You know what I mean? Because I used to take my Supreme lighter. It's all cute and fancy and shit. But if that shit gets stolen, my heart's gonna break, y'all. And
I know
we don't
that's
want my
right.
heart to break.
Well, and I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I typically carry with me. Um, One is Claritin because I have terrible allergies. So I never want to be somewhere where I don't have my Claritin. The other thing is I do carry because I do have, I mean, I am the extreme case for allergies. So I do carry my doctor allows me to have a bottle of steroids, some prednisone. So I will carry that with me. Um, just because as soon as I feel it coming on, I can kind of head it off, right? Whereas if I don't have any of that stuff with me, I can't head it off, like my vitamin C, zinc. I carry that stuff with me. Not the zinc and the vitamin C and stuff's not typically in my backpack, but I do bring it with me to kind of head off if I feel like something's coming on. I'll start out with vitamin C, and then I have a combo vitamin, which is calcium, zinc, and magnesium. So if I feel like that smoke or whatever starts scratching your throat, and I'm allergic to smoke anyway, but anyway, you kind of feel it coming on. So I'll start with those vitamins. And if that doesn't nip it in right away and it gets worse, then I go on to other drugs. But I definitely carry my um, Claritin with me in the backpack for sure. I love the suggestions. Anybody else? Sean, do you have anything you think we should add to that list of stuff?
Well, no, the hydration tip is always good. The things I carry around with me when I'm in the casino is I carry my ledger to know all the people that I have barred on any given day. I carry the master vault codes, of course, a map that connects the Mirage, the Bellagio, and the MGM Grand. I have to remember where I'm going, and then I always have my eye in the sky to keep my eye on Danny Ocean. But beyond that, no, you guys got this. Have a great summer. Have fun with it, and remember, at the end of the day, it really is just fun, guys. But one thing I want you guys to think about: you open this door, Sherry. You talked about how much rake that WSOP makes. How much do you guys actually believe they drop of that 42 million to the bottom line? Now, that's a great question.
Well, if you want to look that up and provide that for us, we'll be happy to listen.
That is not public information. What they do with their money, the public part is the gross rev. I don't even know. I don't know. I
I
have
mean,
I could
if you're gonna
speculate.
call me out, you better come with the info.
I could promise you this. It's not even half. I guarantee you this.
I
It
don't
cost
doubt
a
that's right.
lot of
Yes,
money to put that event on. Not just the staff, which is obviously their biggest
of
expense is
course.
labor, but my God, that's a production over there. And congrats to Jack, Ty Stewart, and all those guys on,
Hell yeah.
such a successful partnership with GG and all the cool things they're going to do. And I promise you guys, what they're doing, we're all watching. I'm watching this WSOP Plus app and all this stuff and how they're engaging with you guys so that I can make our properties better and try to outrun them on our next version of whatever we're trying to do. So kudos to them. And like I said, guys, have fun with it. Remember, poker is fun. Yes, we all want to make money. Yes, it's a zero sum game. We all get that and stuff like that. You want to be number one, but have fun with it and the rest will flow with it. All right.
I know that's right. And I'm going to tell you, ASG and I've set it up. We are going to talk about the rakes maybe later during the week of all the venues. We're going to talk about that. And because we do think it's important for players to be informed about the rakes and it's not to throw shade on any operator. It's just so players are informed. And, knowing the rake, should help you make informed decisions of where you want to put your money. And I know Sean's very proud that the MGM continues to be one of the the properties continue to be one of the lowest rakes in town, and we appreciate that for sure. I also you gave mention to the WSOP Plus app. Please be reminded, you folks out there, that this year they introduced that app to us as customers, and you have to have it, whether you're paying for your tournament entries through that app or you're paying for your tournament entries in cash at the cage, you still have to have the app. Why? Because that's how you're going to get your seat assignments. And I'm going to tell you, I'm getting a little offended by these people that keep putting up, oh my gosh, the seniors will never be able to sign up because they don't know how to use an app. Get the fuck out of here. Like right now the super seniors event is in the top 3 of most registrations already. So seniors are early birds. They get shit done early. You can count on them. They can learn how to use a new app just like everybody else. So, stop with the bullshit hating on seniors. Come on, people. One day you too will be a senior and a super senior. Time doesn't go backwards. Sorry. Um,
We're trusting the olds to be able to use the cell phone.
Yeah. Although they did put out if you have an AOL account, it will not work in the app. So you
No,
can't use
did
an
they really?
AOL.
Did
You
they
can't
really?
use it. Yeah, you cannot use an AOL email address. So you will have to
Yo,
update your
who the
email.
hell still has an AOL address in
I
That's
do.
hilarious.
2025?
Wait,
It's my
Karen, did
main
you
one.
say Karen does? You see?
Yo, Karen, my hat's off, yo. Like, do you still get the dial-up tone? Like, when you mess?
No, but I've got several email addresses, but my main one for personal is definitely AOL. I have no reason to change it. Everybody knows
Exactly.
it. It's my first email address I ever had right when the internet started.
I hear you. I still have a Yahoo account from like '99.
Hey, Sherry, I won't age shame for sure because I'm getting there too. But can we take a second to realize and pour one out that Josh Aria and Daniel Negreanu are seniors this year? Like, can we just take a second to resonate that Kid Poker is a senior this year? I mean, I don't know, man. I'm right behind them, so I can't say anything. But yeah, not going to age shame. But that is wild to me that
Crazy.
Kid Poker can play the seniors event this year.
Can you even
It's
call him
crazy.
Kid Poker anymore?
Grandpa Poker. Now
Old
let's
Right?
start
old
calling him
old
Grandpa
man poker.
Poker.
He's not there yet. He's Unk. He's
Uncle, yeah,
Unk.
you know what?
He's
Yeah.
Yo,
Uncle.
Big
He's
Unk.
Okay.
he's not
There
he's
you
not Kid
go.
Poker. He's not OG just yet.
He's Big
But
Unk
he's
Poker. Yep.
Big Unk Daniel.
I love it. Listen, I need to give a shout out to my sponsor, Elevator Results. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevator Results can design that plan. Follow them on Twitter or check out their site at elevatorresultspt.com. Now, let's go back to that WSOP Plus app for another minute. So, remember, if you have an AOL account like our dear friend Karen over here, you can't use it to sign up for that account. So you'll have to create or use one of your alt accounts. Also, you want to, just go ahead and download it now if you haven't already. So when you get to Vegas, you're ready to verify, right? And you're just going to be on your merry way. You don't have to worry about getting good internet service. So you could download the app, blah, blah, blah. Do it ahead of time, get familiar with it. Are there some quirks and things they're working out? Yes, they're trying to get it done, folks. And we just have to be patient. And believe me, I started complaining about it last year. Why? Because when I was looking up data on the WSOP site, I already saw they were migrating. I already saw they weren't updating like they had been. They were already in the mix of changing things. And you guys heard me complain. I can't find that information. And guess what? The structures disappeared for a while, but they're back up. So we just have to be patient in hopes that this is going to be the holy grail of apps for us. And this will be the only app for us as far as the WSOP is concerned. um, and hope that all the information's in one place, right? So download it now, get familiar with it. You have to have it because that's how you're going to get your seat assignment. There's no way around that. Um, and more importantly, help the young folks out because I'm sure they're going to have a hard time downloading the app and getting used to it. And, they have to change their AOL account to something more updated. But help those young ones out. Um, and we'll just move on. So, anybody got anything they want to bring up? Brad, did you do you have any restaurant flavor you would like to bring up today?
Yeah, there was this one place that I looked up that I've never heard of. It's like a southern diner is called Yardbirds. Have you guys ever been there or heard of it?
I,
This place looked pretty
I've been,
nice.
I
I've
have
been,
not.
I've been. Yeah, pretty.
Yeah, it looked pretty nice. It looks like it has like a country like bar and grill. What do you know about it? How's the food there?
Actually, pretty good. I'm still looking for something like super official in terms of like some southern cooking. Because in LA, I have a place, right, and it's only one place. There's a lot of places that do that around the city, but nobody really does it well. So I'm looking for that in Vegas still, and I'm also looking for like a really good Jamaican spot, right? Because I love Jamaican oxtails, love jerk chicken. So definitely trying to find that in Vegas.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I see Alan is joining us. Are you on your way in to play, Alan?
I bagged in the Omaha 8 championship. I've won this event twice before.
Let's go. How many are left?
I think around 20.
Nice. Very
I
good.
wanted to ask Sean McCormick if he knows what the 12-hour rule is.
Can you give me
He
more
knows.
context? No, I don't know what the 12-hour rule is.
12-hour rule states that between the time you bag and the time you start day two, the player should have at least 12 hours. That was like a standard rule at the World Series forever. Anyhow, we bagged at midnight. I didn't really get like to sleep till almost like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and there by 11, which is a ridiculous restart time. I have to get up at like 9:30. It takes me a half hour just to get there. So you have to let people have a reasonable amount of sleep to play these tournaments. I'm so mad right now. They have us come back to play day two at 11 o'clock in the morning for no reason.
Yeah, I gotta agree here. He's right.
That's
Yeah,
actually
there's a
hella brutal
It
to
should
come
have been
back
like
like that early. Yeah.
yeah, it should have been like 2 o'clock.
yeah. There's no like. I asked them. I sent them a message. I said, "What is the urgency to restart everybody at 11 o'clock in the morning?" And you know what? You know what response I got? Take a guess.
Go
Nothing.
go fuck
The
yourself,
nice
probably.
version of tough titty.
No, I just got no response. I got ghosted. Like,
That's
there's
even worse.
no,
That's even worse.
like, I don't understand it. Like, we had noon restarts at Planet Hollywood, and there was one event that took a long time to make the money. And we asked the players to vote. What time do you want to come back? They all said 1 o'clock. They said, fine, you come back at 1 o'clock. Like, it's the players that should be making the decision, not saying everybody's going to be back here at 11 o'clock. You're bagging at midnight, and you're coming back at 11 o'clock in the morning the same day. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Alan, I'm assuming you're talking about the Wynn event, right?
Yes, it's not. There's no reason whatsoever to do that.
I would just speak to them. I don't know. I mean, I can't answer that question for you, but I agree with you. There needs to be a reasonable amount of time for turnaround, but also you couldn't count some buffalo and get to sleep faster. I'm kidding with you, of course, but
Like, it takes a while to wind down after you played for 12 hours in a poker tournament. You can't just go home and go right to
no,
sleep. It doesn't work.
hey man, I've been a player myself on the road and stuff like that, and I've finished at
So
midnight, and they're
aggravating.
definitely not getting to
Now my
sleep
whole
before
day
3 a.m.
today,
I get it.
my whole day today is messed up because I don't have the proper sleep to play this event, or there's two other events today I wanted to play, and I'm not mentally prepared to play any of it.
Like I
So
said,
yeah.
I would just talk to Ray about it. Obviously the guys that win, they do a lot of moves correctly, and they definitely listen to their guests. And that's why I think we and them get along so well, because we have a very similar business model of listening to our guests. So just bring it up to them, and I can't say that change is going to happen today. Yeah, sure, you're annoyed. I get it. They'll listen to you even more than I'm listening to you right now. So yeah, give them a shout and talk to either Ray or Beauregard. They're, like I said, those guys definitely listen to their guests.
Oh, I have a funny story for you, Sean. So I'm at the Grayton, and I forget the guy's name, but he does the scheduling for MGM Summer Series. He's one of the floor.
Andy Lee.
Yeah, that guy. Anyway, uh, I have the tableau from Kim Unger, and I show him on the tableau. I said, Aria only has one mixed event the entire summer. It's limit horse. Everybody's going to be going there to play that $800 limit horse on whatever day it is, right? I said, that day is not a good day for you to have. I forget what their event is. I think it's like Limit Omaha 8. It's something that directly conflicts with Limit Horse. And Paul picked an amazing day for that Limit Horse because nothing going on at the World Series mixed wise that day. So I say to Andy, I think it is, you're right. You have like a month to change this, and you have so many other events you could move there. You could move like a PLO there and swap it with this whatever. And he says, "Oh no, that's not on me. That's on Aria." I said, "Look, you guys are the same company. You should not be competing for the one finite group of limit mixed players on the same day, especially when they only have one event. One." He said, "Well, I'll see if Paul will change his date." I said, "There's no chance of that happening. You guys have all the mixed events. You could put like Big O or PLO8 or something that doesn't directly conflict with horse." Anyway, it went back and forth for like 10 minutes, and he said, "It's on them to change it." Like Aria obviously is not going to change it, so it was on the MGM to change it. And like no matter what I said, I could not convince him of this. So
Oh, you're talking. We have a mixed triple draw, ace to five, deuce to seven, Badoogie at MGM Grand that same day. You're saying, right? That's the event you're talking about, right? And then the
sorry.
horse at Aria on the 17th of June.
Okay, what day is the Aria? Is the Aria?
Am I going in and out, or is he going in and out?
He's going in and out because he's
He's going
driving.
robotic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What day
I
is
mean,
the
if he
Aria
comes
horse for
back,
that?
Alan, I'm going to look into this. There's merit to what you're saying. Let
I
me
was
look
so
into this.
frustrated because I actually like to play at the MGM if they have a good mixed event. And the one day that I'm going to be at Aria is the one day they had a really good limit mixed event. And like it was so easy to fix because I showed them on the schedule. Look, you could put this here, this, and swap it, and you'd have to And like he's saying, "Oh no, it's on Aria to change it. We were out first." I said, "I don't know who was out first or any of that." I said, "You just have to work together. You're both the same company."
Don't worry, Alan. There is no out first with our schedules. We're in the war room together when we put our schedules together. So
I
Paul
don't
sits at
I
the
don't know
same
how they
table with the
managed to
guys
do
with the
that.
MGM.
Well, it probably just was an oversight.
Of course, of course. Like I said, there's some merit here. If we have the ability to move it, we'll move it.
Good
Yeah, whatever
suggestion,
day the
Alan.
Aria horse is a limit mixed event at the MGM. They don't have that many limit mixed events at the MGM to begin with. So it just seemed like, why are you competing with your own company? It's the same people that were going to play whatever the MGM event as the Aria. So you're just splitting that mixed contingent in half. And everybody's going to go to Aria, obviously. Like, there's not even a decision for anybody that I am.
Hey,
We're all going
Alan,
to Aria. Nobody's going to go to.
my guy, Alan. I'm going to give you the best advice I ever could give you. Once you make the sale, stop selling. I got you. I'll look into it.
No, I couldn't understand it. That's all. But
It
I know I have
just
the right
looks like
person.
an oversight. ASG, did you have
But
something to
this whole thing
comment
about
on this?
the whole thing about we were first and they were first, that's like petty. It's like childish. I don't know.
ASG, did you have something to add?
Mine's on a different subject.
Go ahead.
Okay, so yesterday, Ty Stewart, the executive director of the WSOP, had an AMA on Reddit. Just gonna give a little recap. Someone asked about the structure sheets. He said there will be a big website upgrade coming this week prior to the event, which will include things like structure sheets and payout tables. WSOP.com always been the source of top line info, but the app has launched and become player resource, et cetera, et cetera. So expect a big update this week.
And just an FYI, as I mentioned earlier, those structure sheets are definitely back up. Just an FYI, folks.
Yeah, they're back up on the website. I'm still just seeing, in terms of structures, the blind structures on the app and not like
Correct.
the fine print info or that kind of stuff. I don't know. That'll
Correct.
change. Then somebody asked about credit card fees. He answered with regards to being subject to change. He said there are no fees for WSOP 2025. Without getting too deep into business side, fees to customers are in part a function of what can be negotiated with specific payment service providers. We are in a fortunate position right now to have good options for our patrons, including credit card, ACH, and PayPal. So expect for this year, at least, for there to not be fees associated with events. Continuing on.
I don't believe that for a second. It's impossible. It would cost them millions of dollars to transact all those credit card fees over a whole summer. Where's that money coming from?
Well, they may waive it for the first time.
It also, they might have striked a partnership over, like,
Right.
think about it. If this is something new that they're doing, it would be very smart for PayPal or whoever they're working with to just say, hey, we're waiving our fees for this year. We'll charge you in subsequent years. Put us on a felt, put us on a TV show, put us on an annoying, who's the actor that does the PayPal singing commercials?
Yeah,
Uh,
let's not remember that one. But the
but
wraparound Thunderdome, they could put an ad on there for that.
Sure. Like the WSOP being as powerful as they are, they branch out all of this stuff. They make so much. That's why I was like kind of joking about like how much money they make from Rake. They don't have to worry about Rake. The royalties from broadcasting and partnerships with advertisers, stuff like that. I don't even know who their title sponsor is. Maybe it's GG. I don't know how that works. But yeah, there's plenty of money to go around. They're doing just fine. But that's how they offset the fees. So I'm not saying, I'm not guaranteeing. I don't work for Caesars, but my guess is they're offsetting the fees with other avenues.
Yep.
Let's not forget GTO
Yeah,
is
I mean,
part
that
of their
seems like a
sponsors.
lot of money.
Yep. So, and then continuing on, I asked about the Poker Hall of Fame, and as of 1 hour ago, he answered saying, we are deciding to keep it one inductee per year. Yes. If you look at the history of the hall, the majority of the years, each one from 1980 to 2003, it was a single inductee. Over the last several years, the 10 finalists have rarely changed, and yet few of them seem to have a significant support to point that they are a close second and are only kept out due to the single inductee policy. He then continues to say, but I'm just going to skip ahead. We are continuing to look at things, and when we reach a point where the members of the hall think it's a travesty-worthy candidates are not getting in because of one per year, then it's probably time to change. So at least for this year, it is staying one inductee for the Poker Hall of Fame.
So they're gatekeeping. Go ahead.
You know what the major problem is with that decision there? What's the major problem with that, Jerry?
Well, I could tell you
One per
three
year
things, but yeah.
Go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, the major problem is that the people from like 10 or 12 years ago that just came up, like Tom Kwan, etc., all those people turned 40 in the next 2 or 3 years.
I was going to say this year alone, there are, at least in my opinion, 3 first ballot Hall of Famers turning 40.
Sure. Who is it? Seaver?
Yep.
Yeah, Josh Aria, Nick Schulman.
Yep.
No, it's Seaver, Nick Schulman, and Phil Galfond.
Galfond. That was the third one. Yep.
Jeremy Osmond, Josh Aria.
Well, they were on the ballot previous years.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to tell
every
you
year
that
there's more people turning 40.
You know, I'm just going to say to all of you, because those of you that have been around spaces know that I started pushing for John 2 years ago. And I am very happy that at least he got on the ballot before he passed away, because I know that made him very happy. Of course, I would have loved for him to be inducted before he passed, but I am very happy that he was on the ballot before he passed. Rightfully so.
Also, just to throw in as people who turned 40 this year, and who I'm not saying is a first ballot, but also is affected by how, at least in my opinion, influence or something like that isn't given enough of a nod. When it comes to players who have been nominated previously, like Kathy Lever, and now turning 40 this year is Vanessa Selbst.
Right. Okay, just a heads up, you guys. A few moments ago, I almost lost this space because I went into my DMs to reply to people and it kicked me out. And so I'm not going to look at my DMs while I'm hosting because I'm afraid that Twitter's just acting nuts. So I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to answer your DMs while I'm hosting. And Kieran or anyone else, if you can keep up with what's in the purple pill in the bottom right. If somebody puts a comment there that we should read on air, please do so because I'm afraid to even go to that right now. I just don't want us to lose the space.
Wait, now where is that? The comments in the
Chat.
okay, yeah, I'll look
Okay.
at that.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah. So a couple things. I don't like the Hall of Fame situation that ASU was just talking about. That it's bothersome to me. It definitely is a backlog that's going to continue to build with the Hall of Fame. And I had Kathy Lieber on as my last interview last week, and she seconded your notion, Sherry, about Miami John Cernuto. She said it several times throughout the interview that she was emphatic that she believes that he deserves a place in the Hall of Fame. And I don't know. I just think that it does feel like you said it feels a little bit gatekeeping, but I won't ramble on this too much because I've spoken about it much in the past, and I think that there should be two people in. I think that maybe they should do something like every 2 or 3 years, put an industry person in as well for what it's worth. So that way Savage and Esai and the likes of those type of people are not going heads up for one spot against guys like, Osmus, D-Negs, and players of, like that caliber. It's just a different category, and I think that there should be a spot for them too. But, um,
I totally agree, and I'm sure when the voting submissions come out, we'll have this discussion again. But we're on the same page
Yep.
on that, Brad. And your interview with Kathy was great. I was tuned in, and you're doing a great job with that.
So
Isaac, go ahead, buddy.
Just a couple of things. One, I totally agree. Miami John needs to be in the Hall of Fame. We should like make some shirts or something and take a group picture saying that. That'll make a hell of a statement. Besides that, just shout out to Bobby Smith. He came up to the panel a minute ago. We haven't heard from him yet. So just shout outs. What up, Bobby?
yeah,
Come on, Bobby.
can I just want to finish with the AMA thing because it's just one more
Oh
item.
yeah, go ahead, bud.
Um, is you said regarding the Tournament of Champions, he said, I do sense some fatigue with the concept of having it at the Commerce, and we are going to revisit everything for this upcoming season. I think we have a better plan players will really like.
That I would get on board with. I think the Tournament of Champions should be in Vegas during the WSOP. It's just, what is it, a 2-day event? I don't remember, but you know what? It's a Tournament of Champions. Like, come on, you guys. Uh, to get people to come to California 2 weeks before the WSOP starts, I don't think it's fair, but, and it's costly. So that's my 2 cents. Bobby Schmidt, go ahead, buddy.
I didn't really have much to say besides thanks for whoever said that. I think it was Isaac.
Isaac.
Isaac,
Yep.
thanks. I appreciate that. But
Yep.
the Hall of Fame's a museum. It's cool. Whatever. I mean, if there was somewhere where you could go and tangibly look at all this shit, I would understand. But if they only put one person in, it's going to be a backlog for a decade. There's so many good 40-year-olds coming up now. Guys like Mike Mattisauer, fuck, they're never going to get in. What else were we just talking about? Sorry, I was listening. Shit.
No worries.
Forgot
Take your time. We're not in a hurry.
what the hell was he just talking about? I think it was Brad. No, not the Hall of Fame. I don't remember. Oh well. Whatever. Hope everyone has a great.
When it comes back to you,
Yep.
just chirp in, buddy.
Hope everyone has a great summer. Yeah, all those things. Be good.
Thank you. Same
What's
to
up,
you,
Bobby?
bud. Go ahead, ASG.
I just saw the question from Bathwater for Buy-ins asking about Pete Rose. My personal opinion, Pete Rose, no. Shoeless Joe, yes.
Okay, you got to read his whole question because I
That's
can't
correct.
go look at it.
Okay, he asked me
Right
and
above his head.
Kessler, should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame? I say no for the moral code reasons when it comes to some underage activity, but I'm all for sure with Shoeless Joe getting in.
All right, Alan.
Bingo.
Alan, did
It's
you
the
hear the
base.
question?
Yeah,
Oh
what
my
was
God.
Alan Kessler, the question was Pete Rose Hall of Fame, yes or no?
Alan, can you hear us?
I can hear you, but I don't know if you hear me.
Okay, now we can.
All right, what was the question? Because I
Maybe you
didn't hear.
can't hear me, so why don't you ask Sherry?
Do you think Pete Rose should go into the Hall of Fame?
Pete Rose?
Yes.
Didn't he bet on baseball while his team was playing?
Yes.
No, I would think that would be violation right there. And people were saying, well, he was only betting on his own team. But the problem is, if you're betting on your own team, you're going to make changes that you wouldn't normally make. You might put in like a different pitcher or whatever, because you're not playing the game legitimately. You're playing the game to win that one particular game and maybe sacrificing other games because you have a side interest in the game.
And to
All right.
answer Daddio, I'm pretty sure both Matisow and Ted Forrest are not in currently.
They are not for sure. Ted Forrest was on the ballot. He was on the nominees list a couple years ago, and he did not make it last year, if I remember correctly.
This is correct.
Matisow's been on the nominees, similar to Savage, 7, 8, 9, 10 years in a row, I think, something like that.
They are the Susan Lucci of the Poker Hall of Fame inductee. What do you call it? Nominees. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We brought up Todd Rizzo. Go ahead, buddy. Welcome.
Thank you, Sherry. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. If you say no to Pete Rose, what do you say to Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire when it comes to the PEDs?
They never tested positive on the field.
Oh, come on, man.
Barry Bonds.
Oh,
Barry Bonds is the best
No to
baseball
Pete
player to
Rose.
ever step on a field ever in the history of fucking baseball.
No to Pete Rose, but yes to steroids. I'm confused on that one.
but
That's all.
was he the best because
Thanks.
he had steroids so he could hit the ball better? I'm not sure. I'm just asking.
Barry Bonds is I'm Barry Bonds is
Barry
so much
Bonds
better
was
than
a
anybody.
Hall of Famer before he ever took a steroid.
Exactly.
Thank you. I'm asking because I don't know.
And Pete Rose was a Hall of Famer before he was in trouble for gambling too. So let's remember that also.
Yeah, and I mentioned some other activity that wasn't related to gambling on baseball. So
It's not the Morality Hall of Fame. It's the Baseball Hall of
Yeah, but
Fame.
there's a morality clause though.
I'm sorry, but I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame due to his baseball stats.
And he will be in probably about 6 months or whenever that voting is. Pete Rose is getting in.
he
Just
cannot
sucks that
get
he's
in
dead.
until the Veterans Committee votes him in, which would be next year if the Veterans Committee wanted to. He is already off the ballot for the writers.
All right,
I'm
Isaac.
up here. Who's playing? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Todd. I'm sorry.
I just one question for everybody. Who's playing in the WSOP Event 1 Mystery Millions? Anybody?
Anybody playing Event 1, come on up and let us know. I haven't heard one person yet. Nobody has DM'd me.
If only I could teleport to Vegas.
The problem with that event is that for a mixed player, you basically can't play twice if you advance to that. So it's a bad event.
Got it.
But the fact that
Got it.
That's good for me then.
the fact that I was tournament director for a day, everybody's telling me I should play the industry employee event. and I wavered back and forth. I think I'm not going to play it after all.
I think that's the correct decision, sir. Quite honestly, I think
I do have
that's
an
the
employee
correct
badge and everything
decision.
I can show them. So if I decide in the last
Well,
minute,
and I believe that you do, but I still don't think you should. But Larry Fine, welcome. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh no, Todd Rizzo actually asked my question. I was going to put up to sort of throw that out there too. The steroid issue compared to Pete Rose. I've been on the fence about Pete Rose. I don't. If he got in, I wouldn't complain. Probably, he was a hell of a baseball player. But the other thing I wanted to ask was, do you guys? I mean, I wouldn't expect normally that somebody eligible in the first round or on their first year of eligibility to be elected to the Hall of Fame. Like these players you guys are talking about that are all turning 40. I mean, yeah, a lot of them should eventually get in, but do you expect that that's gonna happen the first year they're eligible to get in?
Well, and for me, it sort of sounds like entitlement. I'm 40 now. I should get in. Well, I don't think like
Well,
that's you're eligible, but it doesn't give you the green. Like I don't know. It shouldn't be an
it's more
automatic.
like players like Nick Schulman and Scott Seaver. It seemed like, uh, and in my opinion, Phil Galfond, who seems to be third place in this discussion, seems like that them not being 40 was the only reason why they hadn't gotten in previously.
Got it. Go ahead, Brad.
I was gonna ask Alan a question, but it looked like he disconnected. But I agree with ASG on this last sentiment. But, I think those people, those three players specifically mentioned, and there's a few others that are, in a couple of years that are going to be added to that list. But yeah, I think they've done a lot on the felt, in some of those cases with those guys, doing a lot off the felt as well. And I think that they're shoo-ins at some point. Maybe they don't make it on the first go because it's getting thick with potential contestant or nominees that could get in. But yeah, I think they're eventually shoo-ins at some point.
Well, at the risk
Yeah.
of being argumentative, and I wouldn't even consider Vanessa Selps on this list. Like, granted,
No,
she's turning 40, but
I wouldn't either. Yeah, I kind of said that, especially with influence not being as much of a factor, that I don't think she's even going to be a finalist, if I were to guess. But my point is that I think she did have a large influence at the time, and that there are certain people that haven't been finalists because there's so many more people at the top 10 of it all. So yeah, I don't, yeah, I agree. And also, just some history on the whole 40 thing. I believe that became a thing once. At one year, Tom Dwan became a finalist, I think, and then they were like, "Oh, he's too young to get in," so they added this 40-year-old rule.
I think you're right about that. I want to give a little shout out, and then we're going to go to Barry. A little shout out. I see We Pro down in the goo. Uh, I'm sorry to hear about your mom's passing, honey, and sending you hugs and prayers. Um, Go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, I got two questions. First for Sean McCormick. Sean, you there?
Shoot, what's going on, big guy?
Are you going to be hiding from me this trip, or am I going to be able to run into you?
I mean, this cat and mouse thing we got going on, it's kind of our thing, right?
Yeah, I got a couple events scheduled for the MGM and one for the Wynn, so hopefully our paths could cross.
Hey, I'll make you a deal. If Kessler will take me and you to dinner at the M, I'll show up. Oh, did he leave? Damn.
You missed your chance.
Oh, how sweet! You guys are so cute.
What was your other question, Barry?
This ID verification. Is it at Horseshoe or Paris or where? Does anybody know where it is?
It's going to be outside of the Paris, like when you're walking from the Horseshoe into the Paris, you're going to pass the cage on your left, like the little hallway where the cage is. If you just keep walking straight, it should be to the right, I think.
So it's down that little passageway
Yes.
from the
I'm
horse
just
room.
assuming they're having it in the same place they had it last year. So I'm assuming that. I could be wrong, but it's right in that hallway. They did have it at the cage, but that ends today. Go ahead, Isaac.
A couple things. Real late on the steroid thing, but yo, if everybody's forgiving people for steroids, Lance Armstrong needs all his titles back. Moving on. Um,
Oh
are
shit.
are they still doing the kiosks this year?
No,
They're not
no,
anymore.
no.
Wow.
That's why you need the app because you're going to get your seat assignment through the app instead of printing a ticket on the kiosk. Now, I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know if I guess the dealers are going to have an iPad maybe. So when you come to the table, they check you in through the iPad. I have no idea. All I know is that you need the app to get your seat assignment.
That's wild. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You guys, I made a list of all the poker rooms in Vegas. And I'm just going to go through that list because I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh, wait, they have a poker room? And so I thought it would kind of be fun just to go through the list of poker rooms since we had some closures and then we had some reopen and thought this may be useful. So, in ABC order, we have the Aria, Bellagio, Boulder Station, Golden Nugget, the Horseshoe, Mandolin Bay, MGM, Planet Hollywood, Poker Palace Casino, Red Rocks, Resorts World, Santa Fe Station, Skyline Casino, South Point, the Orleans, the Venetian, Westgate, the Wynn. So there are all of your poker rooms in Vegas currently, folks, just in case you wanted to know. I'm going to go around the horn. If anybody has anything they'd like to bring up, now is the time. Go ahead, Isaac.
Does Red Rock run any series?
No, but you know what? We should look to see if they even have any daily tournaments. Good question. You want to do that?
Yeah, I got it.
Perfect. Perfect. Karen, would you like to bring up anything?
No, I think I'm good for now. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, I have a request. Hold on. ASG. God bless him. He's having issues. I don't know. Twitter's acting nuts today.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely, it's crazy. Bobby, would you like to bring anything up, sir? Just going around the horn.
No, I don't have anything to
All
say.
right.
Same old shit. Hope everybody does good. Hope everybody makes money. I'm not going to be joining you this summer, but you never know. I might pop in for a weekend or something.
Well, I hope you pop in for the meetup game. All right. Larry Fine, you have anything you'd like to discuss, bring up, have questions about?
Yeah, it's not sort of WSOP related though, but I'm wondering
Oh,
if anyone's having a problem with WPT Gold app. I can't,
oh,
my
good question.
geolocator. So I've been playing on that thing for like a week since the free roll, which I cashed in. So I'm running on their money. So I've been in there for every day for the last 7 days playing. Yesterday I played in the morning, got an ignition, played a different tournament, went back to the club, and then said it's not available yet in Arizona. And I'm like, what do you mean? I've been doing it for a week. What do you mean? Like I had to load my driver's license
Crazy.
in there to prove who I was. It geo checks my location every time I log in, and it locked me out last night. I'm just wondering if anyone had the similar experience and knows what's going on.
If you do, come on up and chat with us and maybe give us some information that'll help Larry and maybe anyone else that's having that issue. That's crazy that you were able to play and now you can't, and
Well,
you have
I
to
just want to get my
verify.
money out. I just want to get my money out. That's all. It's locked. I got money locked up in
Oh
it. Not a
God,
lot, but it's principal.
still,
I,
yeah, of
I
course.
I play here in Arizona, so I know it's not an Arizona issue, Larry. What you could do, what you might want to try doing, is maybe clear your cache and like like close the app or close the web browser. I don't know if you're using which, but And maybe switch if you're using the app. Try the web browser version, but clear your cache and try to log in and see if that
What
helps.
about using DuckDuckGo as a browser instead of Chrome?
That I'm not 100% sure. I typically use Chrome or Safari, personally.
Yeah, I didn't think about clearing a cache. I'll try that. Thanks, Brad.
Good suggestion. Thank you. Brad, is there anything you'd like to bring up before we log off here, bud?
No, appreciate you doing this. It's cool to be here for the first kickoff, and we're back. This summer camp is officially underway, and
Hell yeah.
the spaces that we're doing today is a testament to that.
Right on, right on. And I appreciate you. Um, Barry Levy, anything before we log off, bud? I don't know. He may have lost connection. Todd Rizzo, you got anything? Brandon, got anything? I just want
Barry Bonds Hall of Fame next year. That's it.
thanks. Hey, be ready for the spirit talk on Wednesday, okay, bud?
Oh yeah, I saw you DM. I'm sorry, I didn't get back to you.
Oh, no worries, no worries, no
I
worries.
could probably do that.
Yeah, no worries. And if not, just let me know. No worries. This is look, we this is, for the fun of it. We're all volunteers, right? So
Yeah, of course. I'm willing to
yeah,
help you.
no
I
worries.
would love to help you out.
Thank you. Appreciate you. ASG, any last thoughts or
Yes, so I'll be talking about rake-in tournaments a different day, but also when you're playing, either when you best out or if you don't like anything on the schedule that day, be mindful of the rake in your cash games as well. I'm pretty sure the rake at Paris at their WSOP is kind of higher than some of the other places you can go to on the strip. I'll look more into that specifically later, but yeah, take a look at those things when you decide that game as well.
Sean, want to add anything as far as your property's cash rate? Because I know it's better than most.
For cash games, pretty standard across the city right now is $6 per hand. Time games are a little bit different. Just pay attention to the posted time based on whatever 510 or above usually for those games. And yeah, I would say for the most part, everybody within the last 12 to 24 months has had some type of pricing increase. And whether it was overdue or not, it was needed for sure to keep the business going. So but like ASG said, pay attention to whose rake is what. Sometimes some places will do what we call like dynamic pricing because this is a time of year where volumes are high. So just make sure of that. We don't do that. We won't change them. They're already set for the summer. So they're good. When you see them on the tables, that day one will be the same rate that it is day end of week 7 or whatever it is. But beyond that, I'll just close with saying have fun, stay hydrated. And the most important thing I tell everybody is do not burn out. Take a day off if you need it. We all know the grind is real, but you're no good to yourself, to the game, your brain. Give yourself a day here and there. Do not burn out. And I say that to the operators too. Love the space, Sherry, and of course, I'll jump in more during the summer.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
and
you.
also just finish off that statement. A lot of places, it doesn't take that high for you to start doing time rake. Many people are like, "Oh, let's do a bomb pot for the rake pot." You don't, if you don't want to do that, you don't need to do that. Don't be afraid to say no if that's not your thing or you're not comfortable with it, and just pay the time rake yourself. Yeah, don't feel bad about it. Okay, then that's it for today.
Great advice. Go ahead, Bobby. Bobby, you there, buddy?
Don't forget to have fun. It is an honor and a privilege to play during the World Series of Poker time. True, you can spend your money how you want, but if you're a poker player, the WSOP is magical. Everybody is there. Take your fucking earphone. Everybody wants to make a $200,000 score in a tournament, but guess what? You might meet somebody on your immediate left or right that's pretty fucking cool. And you're not going to do that with your goddamn earbuds in, all right? Meet
Preach.
some people, learn,
Preach.
listen, have fun.
Absolutely preach. Go ahead, Isaac.
Bathwater brought up something interesting about Justin Bonomo and Bryn Kenny
Go
in
ahead.
terms of the Hall of Fame being the fact that they're both like the highest cash right now. That is interesting. I mean,
Okay, wait a minute. Time out. Read it to us because I can't see it. Read it to us, please.
gotcha. Let me go to the comment right now. He tagged me. Let me see. And funny enough, I couldn't get to the comment in the comments for a notification, which is kind of funny. I'm looking for it now.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying not to do anything because I'm afraid I'm going to get bopped
Yeah,
out of
that's
this
what happened to me. That I
hosting.
had to request more
Oh,
times
you
as
know
it
what? The
booted me
post
out.
got deleted.
Like the entire app crashed on me.
Bathwater, my guy. How you gonna
Yeah,
do me
me
like
too,
that?
ASG.
So I still have it. I can read it if you want.
Go ahead.
He said something about Pete Rose for the Hall of Fame, and he said along the same lines. What about Poker Hall of Fame years down the road for Bonomo and Bryn Kenny? Top two money winners all time Hendon Mob. And what about these Triton titles? How much do they play in Bryn or Bonomo's resume?
As of
Those
right
are all
now,
valid
there is no
points.
more money. So that's all I can say. And
M-
so it's
Oh,
up to the members of the Hall of Fame.
They have a pretty checkered past, both of them. So I don't know if
Both
that's going to
both of
matter.
Yeah,
But
exactly. I
Well,
agree.
and it's not
Is
just,
Bonomo
by
a
the way,
cheater too?
not just, yeah,
Yeah,
Bonomo
Bonomo
multi-accounted back in
yeah,
the day.
multi-counted. Yeah.
well, and
yeah,
he,
And
what's
even
his name that got booted from the tournament in Best Bet last month?
that was
Ali.
Ali.
Ollie.
He's never going to because all the people who are in hate him. So as long as it's going to be the people who are,
Not to go out
um,
on a limb here, but I would suspect that the
same
first
thing with Brent.
10 people that were ever admitted into the Hall of Fame have checkered past. The first 25 people admitted
Yeah.
probably
And
had very
even
checkered
yeah,
past.
for sure. And it's not just those guys. I can mention stuff about Jungle Man. I can mention stuff about other people. So
Jungle
questionable
Man,
is
no
is
way. Disappointing.
Yeah, he absolutely cheated.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That's
So,
known.
so with the baseball logic, none of them should get in, right?
Well, baseball has a morality clause in their nominee procedure, in their selection procedure.
Well, I
Poker
don't
does
think
not.
any of those guys that we're talking about had sex with a 16-year-old girl.
Allegedly, was he arrested and convicted?
Nope.
Okay,
He admitted
so
to it, and he said that he thought the 14-year-old was 16 and it's legal in Ohio.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to my first 25 guys comment.
yeah,
Just because it isn't public doesn't mean stuff didn't happen. You got people are still human beings.
100%. Go ahead, Isaac.
Yo, it's funny how like so many people's stuff does not come to light, right? Because I heard about just about everybody except Jungle Man. Very surprising.
Bill Perkins exposed Jungle Man a couple of years ago as acting. He played under a different account that acted like it was a whale account in order to get a game with Bill Perkins where he won a bunch of money off of Bill. So it's like a ghosting thing.
Damn,
Yeah,
the angling is so real out here, yo.
It was an
it's
angle.
the
You
upside
better
of being
believe.
old because we could run around like crazy people. It wasn't filmed and recorded. Everything wasn't recorded. Now you poor guys, everything you do is being videotaped, recorded, locked in your permanent records forever. We got away with shit. You can't get away with shit these days.
You got that right, Larry.
And Phil Ivey played with a fake ID. Just kidding.
I
That's
believe that
right.
shit
That's
too.
right.
Yep.
All right, you guys. I'm going to bring up something because I don't want us to be blindsided tomorrow. And this is um, really directed at my co hosts. I don't know if you've seen on social media, there's a guy that has been posting all kind of stuff about Phenom Poker. And I actually made a tweet a few days ago saying, what's going on with it? And Phenom answered me. I was kind of surprised at their answer, honestly. But I texted the young man, or I don't know if he's young, older guy, whatever. I texted the man and asked him if he wanted to come on for an interview. And I didn't hear back from him. Well, this morning on Facebook, he put a post saying he's coming on our show this week, and I have no idea. So I responded and I sent him a message, and I would check right now, but I'm afraid that I will boot myself out of here. I sent him a message through the messenger on Facebook saying, you know, do you want to come on Tuesday at 10 o'clock so we can get the first hour in of tournament information, and then we could talk to him. Um, so I don't know if that's happening or not, because I was kind of blindsided by the post he made that, hey, I'm going to be on Sherry Pluskota's X Space. I was like, you are? Okay. So anyway, here we are. I don't know if it's happening or not. Just given, I just, like I said, wanted my co hosts, especially, to have a heads up so that you're not blindsided tomorrow if that in fact does go down. So, um, and if, you know, if I know ahead of time, I will definitely DM everybody as well. But here we are. Okay. So we are going to log off. I appreciate everybody that's helped this morning and given comments and questions, and or just sitting in the goo or Gitmo listening. And I hope you're gathering information to make your experience during summer camp a better one, because that's why we're doing this. We want, not only is it fun for us because we're excited that, you know, the WSOP is starting, and the Aria summer series and the MGM series and a Moneymaker series, and you know, we're excited. And so for us to be able to have this outlet every day, I think is important, not only to get that information out, but also to be just like having fun and being excited together and looking forward to things. And of course, please, if you're playing, I don't care what the stakes are. I don't care if it's a $30 buy-in or a $30,000 buy-in. We want to hear from you. Come tell us your experience. Come tell us how your poker's going. Come tell us if you see a long line somewhere so we can avoid it. Of course, the gossip. If something's happening, we love the gossip over here. So come and tell us, you know, if you're seeing a hot topic playing out in front of you at the poker tournament or cash game or whatever. So I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody has a great day. If you're on the felt, good luck. And we will see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Thank you, everybody.